Hello. So, just take time to say you love yourself. I think I would say I appreciate myself, I love myself, I accept myself. I want to thank myself. It's like I want to write that down every single morning and then every single night before I go to bed, say it. I appreciate myself, I love myself, I thank myself. Anyway, something just happened to make me say that. I just kind of saw something to make me say that. I want to talk about how empathy is going to become less and less, and we already see a lack of empathy as it is, and it's going to get even worse. And when you have a lack of empathy, what you're going to have is a world full of psychopaths. So, the term empathy or to empathize means to understand and share another's feelings. To share the feelings of another, to understand them, but also to share their feelings. It's as if you're in their shoes, right? And you know what? I don't have a problem with doing that. That is like a gift that I actually have, but it's almost like I can't really operate in that gift. And I'm not going to be a nice, good person and say, that I can when I cannot. Let me tell you something. Everybody's not okay. And when everybody's not okay, but they're not able to get the help they need, then there's no room to empathize for somebody else when they're got one foot in the doggone grave. I was talking to another lady that said she's tired of being everything for everybody else. Right. She's tired of being everything for everybody else. Let me tell you something. People like that can't even get together. So it's hard for me to really connect with another person that has empathy too, because they're empathize for somebody else, but then they won't have empathy for me. So I have a hard time really connecting with other people that's supposed to be empathetic. I have a hard time connecting with those kind of people because those kind of people are very empathetic towards other folks that's not empathetic. But that seems to be the case. People who are very empathetic seem to attract narcissists, whether it's a female or a male. And they seem to do more for the narcissist than they will for other people who are empathetic just like they are. It's like the opposites attracting type of stuff. See, that type of stuff, it's not going to go on too long. It's like a change. With a change of guard, going from what you call duality to non-duality, depends on which kind of non-duality you're going in, though. Because you can have a non-duality type of world on either the higher vibration, and you can have a non-duality kind of world on the lower vibration. Okay, you can have a type of non-duality is not just one thing. So if you're going towards the more negative side and kind of go along to get along, and you're more on the negative side, or more on the side of where you could be smart, you can't have money, but then you don't empathize with folks, you don't have compassion for people, you're greedy, stuff like that. And then, you might go into a non-duality, into a oneness, but it could be a oneness on the lower end. Okay, a lower end instead of a higher end. But I want to talk about how it's very hard to have empathy in a world or in a perception of reality where empathy is becoming less and less from other people. See, when you are in a world or a perception of a world where there really isn't hardly any empathy, then it's hard for you to have empathy. Because what happens is you end up completely depleting yourself. Because if you have empathy, what you're doing is when you share somebody else's feelings, you're literally kind of taking on their problems. When you share somebody's feelings, it's more than just, oh, I understand. No, you kind of take on you kind of take on their issues. And if nobody's helping you take on your issues and nobody's doing anything for you, you don't have room to take on anybody else's issues because nobody has your back. And you can't do it. You know, I heard somebody say, well, I learned how to be empathetic and, you know, and still when I'm not getting it. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to really be empathetic if I'm not getting it. Because if I can't get it, something needs to change. My perception needs to change. Something got to change. Because I'm not going to be empathetic in the world that is not given to me. Because you got to know that you deserve it. See, the main thing I worked on myself before I got worked on anything is self-worth. And I'm not going to give what I'm not getting back. And that's the main thing of self-worth I focus on when I work on self-worth. That is the main thing that I focus on when I try to program myself to have more self-worth. And I do mean program. Because if you don't program yourself, somebody else going to do it for you. Because your family, your mother, your father, they programmed you from birth. A lot of stuff, a lot of behaviors you have was programmed to you and from your mother, your father, school, your neighborhood, college, or whatever. If it's not college, it's your job, it's something else. Your relationships, something programmed you anyway. So now you reprogram yourself purposely. You create your reality because your reality was passively created as a child. So now create your reality on purpose. And I don't want a reality where I'm constantly having to give empathy to others. Even if I get to a place where I can protect my energy and give it, I'm not going to give what I'm not being given, and I refuse. I'm not going to give what I'm not being given. Why can't it be given to me? I refuse to give it until it's given to me. And that's just the bottom line. Because I've been given too much and not getting back. So until it's given to me, I refuse to give. Because you deplete yourself and it only makes you angry. Some of the angriest people are the ones that are the most giving. Why are people certain group of people that's so angry? Why is this certain people so angry? Right? We know what those certain group of people are. Why are they so angry? Because they're always giving and they're not putting their foot down. That's why. And the people who are the most giving are the most angry people. Unless they're in a position and they're blessed enough to get back what they gave. Like they get back. And I don't like the saying, give without expecting. No, don't do that because you're constantly giving of yourself and nobody's giving of themselves to you. I don't like that saying. That seems to say you have to keep just spreading yourself and spreading yourself thin to everybody and nobody pours into you. I don't like that shit. Where does that come? That's stupid. You know, eventually you're going to have to be replenished. And if you got to continue to just get it from the universe or get it from source, wherever you're getting it from, because other human beings seem like they can't show the same, they can't show the same empathy. They can't show the same support. They can't show the same love. So like humans don't have the ability to do that no more. So when you go and pour into somebody else, now you got to go and replenish yourself from the doggone source. From the doggone tree of life. Because people don't have it in them anymore. So after you done poured into their ass, now you got to go find somewhere else to get it back. No, I'm just not going to give it to them in the first place. How about that? I'm not going to give it to you in the first place. I'd rather give it to a dog or a cat. I really would rather give it to a dog or a cat. If I'm going to give away something, I would rather give it to a dog or a cat that I know I can pet and I play with and all that stuff. I'm not going to give it to other people that just take and don't give no gratitude, don't have nothing. People are closed. Let me tell you something. People are closed. That's the lower end of it. That's a oneness. When you have majority of people that's like that, that is a particular type of oneness. That is a particular type of non-duality, to be honest with you. That's a particular type of non-duality. But it's a non-duality on a very low vibrational negative side. Okay? So you got to choose which way you want to go and what kind of perception you want to have. Anyway, I didn't have too much longer to talk. I just felt like saying that because I got to go. And I just feel like kind of bringing that up. So I'll talk later. All right.